Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are heading straight into the Intuit Dome in Inglewood.
Right into the action.
Yeah, the confetti's all settled, the celebrities have gone home, but we are still thinking, we're still thinking about what happened at the 2026 NBA All-Star Saturday night.
It was quite a night. I mean, Damian Lillard securing his legacy, a totally fresh face.
And look, usually when people talk about All-Star Saturday, they're talking about the spectacle.
Yeah, right. The scores, yeah.
Who was wearing what? But if you're listening to this, especially if you're a hooper, maybe you're in high school trying to find your shot, we know you want more than just the headlines.
That's right. We aren't here to just tell you that Damian Lillard won his third three-point contest.
Or that Keyshawn Johnson is your new dunk king.
We want to look under the hood. We really want to understand the mechanics of a sharpshooter.
So our mission today is pretty specific. We're going to analyze the shooting techniques we saw. We're going to look at the rookie, Con Wemple, versus the veteran Jamal Murray.
And we're going to talk about something that sounds, well, kind of boring, but is actually the secret sauce to winning.
Fatigue management.
Fatigue management. It sounds technical, but it's really just simple physics. How do you get a ball through a hoop 27 times in 70 seconds without your arms just falling off?
And by the end of this deep dive, we promise we're going to distill all of that into a checklist for you, the learner. If you want to improve your shooting, you need to understand what happened on that court.
Let's do it.
Let's unpack this. I want to start with the rookie, Con Wemple, Charlotte Hornets. Kid makes his debut in the three-point contest, and he just comes out blazing. Drops 27 points in the first round.
He was electric, and what's so fascinating is how he did it. If you watched closely or you listened to the breakdown of his form, there was a really specific comment made about his legs.
Or the lack of them.
Or the lack of them, exactly. Nupel's mechanics in this contest were primarily upper body.
Right.
It was all wrist, elbows, and a very, very quick release. He wasn't taking a deep knee bend on every single catch.
Okay, but hold on. I gotta, I have to play devil's advocate here for a second.
Go for it.
Because every coach in America, from middle school to college, they were screaming, legs, 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 when a shooter is short.
Right. Power comes from the base. That's what we're all taught.
So why is this no-legs approach suddenly a good thing here?
That is the million-dollar question. And you're right. In a standard game, you need legs for range, for consistency. But this isn't a game.
It's a volume contest.
It's a volume contest. Think about the physiology of it. You have to shoot 27 balls in 70 seconds. If you're doing a full squat, engaging your quads, your glutes on every single one of those shots, you are creating a massive oxygen debt.
So you're basically trying to sprint a 400-meter dash while, threading a needle.
Exactly. You are physically tiring out the largest muscle groups in your body. And when the quads go, the lip goes.
And the ball hits the front rim.
Every single time. Newell bypassed that completely. By relying on what you could call a low lift mechanism, basically an upper body flick with a minimal knee bend, he conserved his energy bar.
So by the time he gets to that final rack, where most guys have legs that feel like jelly,
he was still fresh.
He's ready to go.
Yep. And look at the results. He hit 12 points by the halfway mark, but crucially, he finished strong. His money rack, where every ball is worth 2, was his final rack.
Which is a huge gamble. If you're tired, that is the worst place to put your most valuable shots.
It's a massive gamble, but for him, it paid off. He hit 3 out of 5 on that final rack because he had sustainable energy. Minimal movement equals sustainable energy. That's the key.
Okay, so that's the efficiency model. Now let's look at the flip side of that coin. Let's talk about Jamal Murray. Denver Nuggets, star, incredible player, clutch as they come. But Saturday night.
Not his night, no. And this raises a really important question about the difference between a game shot and a contest shot.
He only finished with 18 points. Got eliminated right away. So what went wrong?
In a word, the jump. Unlike Newell or even Devin Booker, Murray jumps significantly on his shot. If you slow it down, he uses what we call a two-motion shot.
Okay, break that down for us. What's a two-motion shot?
It just means there are 2 distinct phases. Phase 1, he picks up the ball and goes into this deep knee bend to jump.
Okay.
Phase 2, he reaches the apex of his jump, the highest point, and then he releases the ball. There's like a split-second pause at the top.
Which is beautiful in a game, right?
Yeah.
It's that classic Kobe, that Jordan style.
It's necessary in a game. If you're coming off a high screen and roll with Jokic and you've got some 6'7" wing defender chasing you, you need that lift to get the shot off.
You got to shoot over the contest.
Right. But in a three-point contest, There's no defender.
Just you and the rack.
Just you, the rack, and the clock. And the physics of fatigue it caught up to him, jumping like that, generating that much vertical force.
27 times.
In just over a minute. That is a massive expenditure of energy. He couldn't find a rhythm because his body was just doing too much work on every single shot.
And you really saw it on his money rack, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. And this brings up strategy. Murray placed his money rack at the top of the key. Logically, that makes sense. That's his spot in games.
Where he operates with Jokic.
Exactly. But he missed his first 2 shots on that rack. He was short on all of them.
Front rimming everything.
Everything. Why? Because by the time he got to the top of the key, which was his 3rd rack, he'd already done 10, maybe 12 maximum effort jumps. His legs were gone.
He was gassed.
He just couldn't generate the lift he needed for that 2-motion shot. And the experts on the broadcast made a great point about the external factors.
Right, the pressure.
It's not just the physical jumping. You're in an arena with 20,000 people. You're all alone on the court. That spikes your adrenaline, which just drains your battery even faster.
So it's a recipe for burnout.
A perfect recipe. I mean, Murray is a phenomenal shooter, but his mechanics are, for this contest, energy expensive.
Energy expensive? I like that. So let's pivot to the guys who mastered that economy of energy, the finalists.
The masters at economy.
We had Nuepel, but also Devin Booker, and of course the winner, Damian Lillard.
Let's start with Booker. He put up 30 points in that first round. The commentary team called his shot the prettiest jump shot in the league.
It really is smooth. It's like a machine. But he doesn't have that pause at the top like Murray, right?
No, Booker is much more fluid. It's a straight release, perfect form. But most importantly, he doesn't rush. Even with the clock ticking down, Booker's pace is so steady.
Nothing is frantic.
He just flows into the next shot. But the real story here is Dame.
Damian Lillard wins his 3rd three-point crown, ties Larry Bird. And here's where it gets really interesting.
I know where you're going.
Dame hasn't played a game all season.
That is the wildest part of this whole story. He's been rehabbing a torn Achilles. He has not played one single NBA minute this season, and he walks out and drops 29 in the final to win it all.
How do you beat guys who are in mid-season form when you've been in street clothes for months?
It comes right back to mechanics and efficiency. Look at Lillard's form in this contest. He uses a one-motion shot.
So he doesn't stop at the top.
Exactly. The ball moves from the gabber up through his body and out of his hands in one continuous wave. And crucially, look at his feet.
He barely jumps.
Barely leaves the ground. He's generating power from his toes and the sway of his feet. You'll hear it called the sweep and sway. But he's not using a lot of vertical energy to get the ball to the rim.
Not even on the deep ones.
Not even from the starry range. It looks effortless. And, people talk about his form, how the ball sits in his palms. It's maybe not textbook.
Yeah, it's a little different.
But it works because it removes variables. By minimizing his vertical exertion, he maximizes his consistency. He isn't fighting gravity on every shot, he's just transferring energy.
So he basically turned a physical contest into a pure rhythm drill.
Correct. And that's how he beat Booker, who missed his last few money balls, and he beat Nuepel. It was a masterclass in fatigue-proof shooting.
Fatigue-proof. That's the phrase I want you, the listener, to hold on to.
That is the goal.
So let's bridge that gap. We've watched the tape. We've analyzed the physics. What does this mean for you? If you're that high school shooter listening, getting ready for practice, how do you apply this?
Okay, I think we can boil this down to 4 actionable tips. Let's build the checklist for your next gym session.
All right, tip number 1.
Form efficiency. And specifically, you need to separate your game reps from your groove reps.
Okay, unpack that. Because usually the advice is practice how you play.
And generally, yes. But if you're doing high-volume shooting drills, I'm talking 300, 400 makes a day to build that muscle memory, you shouldn't be jumping out of the gym on every single rep like Jamal Murray.
Because you'll blow your tires out.
Exactly. You will wear out your legs, your form breaks down, and then you start practicing bad habits just to get the ball to the rim. Instead, develop a low-lift mechanism.
Shoot like Nuepel or Lillard for repetition.
Yes. Use less leg, more wrist, and elbow consistency. Save the high-elevation jump shots for specific game simulation drills.
I love that. Okay, tip number 2. Rack management, or for a regular player.
Spot management. This is where Murray got trapped. He forced his game spot, the top of the key, into a rhythm drill.
Right.
Just because you hit shots there in a game doesn't mean it's your best spot for a rapid-fire drill when you're already tired.
So the advice is know where your rhythm is easiest to find.
Correct. For most shooters, the corner is the easiest shot physically. It's the shortest distance to the rim.
22 feet.
Versus almost 24 at the top. If you know you get tired at the end of a drill, don't put your money spot at the top of the key. Put it in the corner. Work smarter.
All right, tip 3. This one actually comes from the dunk contest, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Breath and heart rate.
Yes. During the dunk contest, the judges, the commentators, they were constantly telling the dunkers, like Jackson Hayes and Carter Bryant, to breathe.
Bring the heart rate down.
Exactly. When you rush, your nervous system kicks in, your heart rate spikes, your muscles tense up, and you lose your touch. The same thing applies to shooting.
Booker was so steady.
Nothing's rushed. If you're a young shooter, don't just sprint through your drills to get them done. Control your breath. Take a beat. A lower heart rate equals a softer touch.
And finally, tip number 4. Ignore the noise.
Murray let the pressure get to him. Lillard, even coming off an injury, looked like he was just shooting in his backyard.
Routine beats adrenaline.
Always. You might not have 20,000 fans screaming, but you might have a scout in the stands or just the pressure of a big game. If your mechanics are simple and efficient, they hold up under pressure.
Man, that is solid advice.
Yeah.
It completely changes how you watch these contests.
It really does.
But hey, we can't wrap up without hitting the fun stuff. We touched on the dunk contest, but we got to give credit where it's due. Keshad Johnson.
Showtime Johnson, the G League player who stole the whole show.
Plays for the Heat and their G League team, but he looked like a seasoned pro out there. He brought out E40.
He jumped over E40. And you know, E40 is not a small human being.
Not at all.
His winning dunk was technically insane. He lobbed it to himself, went between the legs, and this is the crazy part. He nearly hit his head on the backboard.
The athleticism is just off the charts. He got a 49.6 on that dunk. But we also saw a perfect 50 from the Spurs rookie, Carter Bryant.
We did. Bryant had that incredible lob to self, between the legs finish. It was maybe the dunk of the night. But here's the connection to our whole theme. Consistency.
Wow.
Bryant had the highest high, the perfect 50, but he failed his final dunk. He couldn't convert when it mattered most.
And Johnson.
Johnson was consistent. He made his dunks, he brought the flair, and he didn't falter. Whether it's shooting threes or dunking, consistency beats a singular flash of brilliance.
And real quick, the shooting stars. The Knicks took it home.
Team Knicks. Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, and the legend, Allen Houston.
I love seeing the legends come back. And speaking of mechanics, watching Allen Houston shoot is like, it's like watching an instructional video from 1999.
It really is, that silky smooth form, and it was a great example of old school precision meeting modern stars. They put up 47 points to win it.
It just goes to show a pure jump shot never ages.
Allen Houston can still stroke it because his mechanics were always sound. He never relied on being the highest jumper. He relied on being the most efficient shooter. And that technique doesn't retire.
So we've covered a lot of ground. We've dissected the no-legs rookie, the game shot trap with Murray, the pure efficiency of Dame.
We have, and I think if we just summarize the main thesis here, Damian Lillard didn't just win because he's a great shooter. He won because his mechanics are fatigue-proof.
And Murray struggled because his are energy expensive.
Exactly.
So, for you, the listener, next time you're in the gym, pay attention to your legs. After 20 shots or 50 shots, how do you feel? Are you exhausted?
Are your knees burning? Are you gasping for air?
If so, look at your mechanics. Are you shooting like Lillard, efficiently transferring energy? Or are you jumping like Murray, burning fuel you don't need to burn?
That's the so what of this whole thing. Efficiency isn't just about looking cool. It's about having the legs to hit the game winner in the fourth quarter when everyone else is dragging.
And I want to leave you with one last provocative thought. Damian Lillard just won his 3rd title without playing a single NBA minute this season.
It's incredible to think about.
He beat guys who are in peak game shape. So if pure muscle memory and mechanics can trump game shape, does that mean we're overvaluing game speed practice for pure shooting development?
That is a fascinating question.
Are we running our young players into the ground when we should be teaching them to shoot flat-footed and efficiently first?
Maybe we need to slow down to speed up.
Something to mull over next time you pick up a ball. Keep learning, keep shooting, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.
See you next time.
Feel a little bit of pressure, get in front of the fans again. You know, it was a great experience.
Recovering from an Achilles injury. Trophy is up.